The long-running military legal drama JAG, 1995 to 2005, captivated audiences with its compelling stories, intense courtroom battles, and thrilling naval action. However, beyond the scripted world of the show, the real lives of its cast members have unfolded with unexpected twists, personal triumphs, and heartbreaking losses. While many actors from JAG have continued their careers in Hollywood or pursued different paths, others have faced personal struggles and, sadly, some have passed away. As of 2025, the JAG family has mourned several beloved cast members, whose contributions left a lasting impact on fans and colleagues alike. Their untimely deaths serve as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of life, making their performances on the show even more meaningful. In this video, we take a closer look at the real-life journeys of the JAG cast, the surprises that have shaped their post-JAG careers, and the heartfelt tributes to those we have lost. Lieutenant Colonel Mike Brumby, a prominent character portrayed by Trevor Goddard in JAG starting in 1998, is a decisive and charismatic Australian Navy officer. Brumby's character is marked by his unwavering love for Sarah Mackenzie, a romance that ultimately ends in heartbreak. Prior to JAG, Goddard gained recognition for his role as the villain Kano in Mortal Kombat, 1995. Despite his considerable talent, his tough physical appearance often led to him being typecast in villainous roles, limiting the range of opportunities he was offered throughout his career. Off-screen, Goddard faced significant personal struggles. His marriage to Ruthann McCarthy ended amidst a backdrop of continuous conflict, infidelity accusations, and mounting financial pressures. Despite having two sons, Travis and Lachlan, Goddard's addiction to drugs caused a growing emotional distance between him and his family. In an attempt to revive his career and battle depression, Goddard's struggles deepened, ultimately leading to his tragic death on June 7, 2003, at the age of 40 from a drug overdose at his home in North Hollywood. His untimely passing serves as a sobering reminder of the darker realities that can lurk behind the glamorous facade of the entertainment industry. In JAG, 2002, Dean Stockwell portrayed Naval Secretary Edward Sheffield, a smart, determined, and respected leader with a significant political presence on the show. Sheffield brought a sense of gravitas to the series, portraying a powerful yet fair official. Stockwell's career spanned several decades, beginning as a child actor in the 1940s. However, the instability of Hollywood's ever-changing landscape often made it difficult for him to maintain a steady flow of work. Although Stockwell had memorable roles in Quantum Leap and Blue Velvet, he never achieved lasting success, leading to financial difficulties and considerable frustration. Stockwell's personal life mirrored the ups and downs of his career. His first marriage ended in bitterness, and while his second marriage to Joy Marchenko produced 2 children, his declining health and career struggles led to a growing emotional divide. In 2015, Stockwell suffered a severe stroke that impaired his ability to work, ultimately leading to his retirement. Once a quick-witted and energetic actor, he spent his later years in relative seclusion, grappling with health issues. On November 7, 2021, Dean Stockwell passed away at the age of 85, leaving behind a distinguished but turbulent Hollywood career. Big Bud Roberts, a role played by Jeff McKay in JAG starting in 1998, is portrayed as a tough yet loving father, grappling with his attempts to connect with his son. His character adds a layer of complexity to the series, depicting a man who acknowledges his flaws and strives to make amends. Prior to his role on JAG, McKay had a promising career with notable appearances in Magnum, P.I. and Tales of the Gold Monkey. However, over time, opportunities dwindled, and he found himself relegated to smaller roles as the years went on. McKay's personal life was similarly challenging. 2 failed marriages left him emotionally scarred, and his relationship with his only son, Andrew, deteriorated. McKay's alcoholism, paired with his declining health, further strained their bond. His prolonged abuse of alcohol led to severe liver damage, and by the late 2000s, McKay had become a forgotten figure in Hollywood. Living in solitude and ill health, he passed away on August 22, 2008, at the age of 59 from liver failure. McKay's once promising career is now remembered with sorrow and regret, overshadowed by the personal struggles he faced in his later years. Captain Alex Volkanov, portrayed by Alexander Kuznetsov in JAG in 1997, is a disciplined officer, notable for his unwavering honor. His character represents strength, principle, but also depth, leaving a memorable impression despite appearing in only a few episodes. A talented actor, Kuznetsov faced harsh limitations in Hollywood, often being typecast into Russian villain roles, which stunted his career prospects. Though he occasionally found success with supporting roles in film and television, he never achieved the breakthrough he had hoped for. His personal life was also filled with turmoil. His first marriage ended in divorce, and despite a longer second marriage, it too ended in emotional distance and unspoken resentment. He had a daughter, Anastasia, but their relationship grew tense as she grew angry at his absenteeism and emotional detachment. In 2019, after a long battle with cancer, Alexander Kuznetsov passed away on June 6, at the age of 59. While he never achieved the fame he longed for, his contributions to film and television remain a testament to his talent and dedication to the craft. Claudette Nevins portrayed Porter Webb in JAG in 1997 at the age of 60, portraying a sophisticated and insightful woman with a sharp intellect who shaped those around her. Her character brought wisdom and emotional depth to the show, leaving a lasting impact despite only appearing in a few episodes. Off-screen, Nevins had a stable career spanning decades, with many roles in television and film, though she never attained the fame she sought. Her personal life was also filled with unfulfilled spaces. Her marriage to Elliot Nevins, a successful businessman, was more for convenience than love, and over time, they grew distant from each other. Though she had children, her devotion to her career created emotional rifts, making her later years lonely. In 2018, Nevins faced her greatest tragedy when she was diagnosed with dementia. This cruel disease slowly robbed her of her memory and independence, forcing her into a care facility. The once sharp and intelligent woman was left confused and forgotten, with only sparse visits from family. On February 20, 2020, Claudette Nevins passed away at the age of 82, closing the chapter on a life full of effort, yet tinged with regret. Captain Tobias Ingalls, portrayed by Gary Graham in JAG in 1997, is an experienced, calm leader known for his tactical brilliance and ability to stay composed under pressure. Though his character only appeared in a few episodes, he left a deep impression with his decisive presence and dedication to his mission. Graham briefly gained recognition with Alien Nation, but his career never reached the heights he dreamed of. In the years that followed, he struggled with supporting roles and unsuccessful projects, leading to ongoing financial difficulties. He primarily relied on conference performances and low-budget work to make a living. Graham's personal life was also troubled. Both of his marriages ended in bitterness, leaving him emotionally drained. His only son, Christopher, after years of unresolved conflict, completely cut ties with him. In 2018, fate continued to test Graham when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a cruel illness that gradually robbed him of his independence and ability to work. As his health deteriorated, his circle of friends grew smaller, and in his final years, he lived in isolation. On January 22, 2024, Gary Graham passed away at the age of 73, closing the chapter on a talent that was forgotten, but left a memorable impact on his fans. Francesco Quinn portrayed Kabir Atef in JAG in 1997 at the age of 34, bringing an intense and mysterious energy to his character. As the son of Hollywood legend Anthony Quinn, Francesco always struggled under the weight of his father's great legacy, constantly fighting to establish his own identity in the film industry. Despite a steady career in television and voice acting, the true spotlight always seemed just out of reach, leading him to struggle with feelings of insecurity and disappointment. His personal life was also fraught with challenges. His marriage to Julie McCann was strained by financial pressures and growing dissatisfaction with his career. Though he loved his twin children, Max and Michaela, his inner demons made him an emotionally distant father. In his later years, Francesco struggled with substance abuse, attempting to numb the pain from unfulfilled dreams. Tragedy struck on August 5, 2011, when he suddenly collapsed from a heart attack while walking with his son. At the age of 48, Francesco Quinn passed away suddenly and tragically, closing the chapter on a life full of effort, but also regret. John Rose Leas portrayed Admiral Drake in JAG in 1995 at the age of 51, embodying the image of a steadfast and authoritative military leader. Although he was widely recognized through the iconic "This is your brain on drugs" advertisement, Hollywood never truly embraced him. Throughout his career, Rose Leas primarily took on supporting roles, despite his undeniable talent and professionalism. Being consistently overlooked left him with lingering frustration, which became a burden that accompanied him into the later years of his life. His personal life was also filled with upheavals. His brief marriage ended in a bitter divorce, leaving a wound in his heart that never healed. His only daughter, whom he loved dearly, eventually drifted away from him and severed contact, plunging him into an irreplaceable loneliness. As he aged, Rose Lius's health began to decline. A series of strokes left him unable to care for himself, forcing him to live his final years in quiet solitude, far from the small glimmer of Hollywood fame. On October 29, 2018, at the age of 74, John Rose Lius passed away quietly. A man who once had a strong presence on screen, he became nothing more than a footnote in film history, leaving behind a life filled with regret and solitude. Bill Cobbs portrayed Reverend Matthew Turner in JAG in 2001, bringing to life a compassionate spiritual guide who offered wisdom and comfort to those in need. With a career spanning several decades, Cobbs built an impressive resume, yet he never found financial stability. He lived modestly, largely relying on the meager earnings from past roles. Cobbs was married twice. His first marriage ended after years of separation due to work, while his second wife, whom he deeply loved, tragically passed away in 2016, leaving him with an unhealing pain. His relationship with his son also gradually deteriorated over time, and in his later years, they seldom communicated. In 2023, Cobbs was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which caused his health to rapidly decline. By 2024, he required full-time care and spent his final months in an assisted living facility, with only a few close friends visiting him. On June 25, 2024, he passed away at the age of 90, his death largely unnoticed by the industry. A quiet farewell for a man who had given so much to entertainment but received so little in return. Shoshani Hall portrayed Agent Marvin Novak in JAG in 1995 at the age of 34, bringing to life a meticulous investigator, dedicated to justice and tireless in his work. Despite being a supporting role, Hall left a strong impression with his commanding screen presence. However, Hollywood never truly gave him the opportunity he deserved. Throughout his career, he was often relegated to small roles and guest appearances, causing his dream of stardom to fade. Financial difficulties began to encroach upon him, forcing Hall to take on unrelated jobs to make ends meet. His personal life also faced challenges. He married in his 40s, but the relationship quickly fell apart due to constant arguments and allegations of infidelity. Eventually, the bitter divorce left him mentally drained and financially depleted. Without children and increasingly isolated, Hall fell into deep loneliness, especially after his mother passed away in 2011, the last loved one he had. By the late 2010s, a chronic neurological disorder began ravaging his health, gradually depriving him of his ability to live independently. Despite his career not reaching the heights he had hoped for, Hall remained memorable to loyal fans for his notable performances. On March 29, 2021, he passed away at the age of 59, closing a life full of struggle and hardship. Tim Quill portrayed Lieutenant Mason Painter in JAG in 1995 at the age of 33, depicting a noble and disciplined officer, embodying the ideals of military honor. Despite his excellent performance, Quill struggled to break into Hollywood's upper echelons, spending most of his career in supporting roles and low-budget productions. He found love with an actress in the late 1990s, but their relationship ended in heartbreak when she left him for a more successful actor. This betrayal deeply affected him and left him emotionally scarred. He remained single, throwing himself into his work, but the lack of career progression left him feeling empty and unfulfilled. In 2015, Quill was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer, and as the disease progressed, his financial situation worsened. He was forced to sell his home and rely on charity from friends in the industry. With little support from his family, he faced his illness alone. On September 25, 2017, he passed away at the age of 54, his death largely unreported, leaving behind a quiet exit for a man who gave much but never received the recognition he deserved. Brixton Carnes portrayed Commander Cooper in JAG in 1999 at the age of 39, portraying an experienced and tactical leader, earning the respect of his subordinates. Although a talented actor, Carnes never landed major lead roles and gradually faded into obscurity with occasional TV appearances. His personal life mirrored the struggles in his career. He married young, but financial instability and long periods of unemployment strained the relationship, eventually leading to a painful divorce. He had 2 children, but his inability to support them caused a rift, leaving him feeling like a failure as a father. As his acting prospects waned, he turned to alcohol, which worsened his health. In early 2012, he contracted pneumonia, and with his body weakened, he was unable to recover from the illness. On May 16, 2012, he passed away at the age of 52, his death largely unnoticed by the media, marking a quiet departure for a man who had faced difficulties both in his career and personal life. Stan Kirsch portrayed Ensign Frank Cody in JAG in 1996 at the age of 28, playing a young, enthusiastic, and ambitious officer, sometimes exceeding his experience. Although Kirsch was best known for his role as Richie Ryan in Highlander, the series, his acting career slowed down after leaving the show, with only minor guest roles to keep him involved in the industry. As auditions became scarcer, his confidence waned. He opened an acting school in hopes of staying connected to the industry, but disappointment and a sense of failure began to take over. Although married to Kristen Green, their relationship became strained due to his deep depression, which left him burdened by unrealized dreams. On January 11, 2020, at the age of 51, Stan Kirsch was found dead at his home in Los Angeles after taking his own life. His tragic death was a painful reminder of the unforgiving nature of Hollywood and the toll it takes on those who cannot bear the pressure the industry brings. Barry Jenner portrayed Captain Evans in JAG in 1996 at the age of 55, portraying a sharp-minded, strategic officer with unwavering leadership, making him a formidable presence in the military. Despite a strong screen presence, Jenner's career was filled with missed opportunities, with his most notable role being Admiral Ross in Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. However, he struggled to escape supporting roles and was often overshadowed by bigger stars. His personal life also offered little solace. His first marriage ended bitterly, estranging him from his children, Thomas and Rachel. Although he remarried, the wounds from his past never fully healed, and he often sank into sadness, seeking comfort in alcohol. In his later years, he battled increasing health issues, including diabetes and heart disease, leaving him physically weak and mentally exhausted. On August 9, 2016, at the age of 75, he succumbed to complications from leukemia, passing away quietly. His death marked a silent farewell for a talented actor who never received the recognition he truly deserved. Julius Carey played Alton Forland in JAG in 2001 at the age of 49, portraying a powerful and impressive character that left a lasting impact on viewers. While he is most remembered for his role as Shonuff in The Last Dragon, Carey's career was not lacking in excellent performances, though he was often typecast in limited roles, which reduced his opportunities for the leading parts he desired. His personal life was also full of challenges. Carey's marriage to Kathy Smith was turbulent, affected by prolonged separations and unresolved conflicts. Despite having a son, Brandon, the stress of their life and his declining health eventually led him to become more distant from his family. In 2007, Carey was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Despite fighting the disease bravely, he ultimately succumbed. On August 19, 2008, Julius Carey passed away at the age of 56, leaving behind a memorable career but never achieving the heights he had once dreamed of. His passing was a great loss to the entertainment industry, with contributions that will never fade in the hearts of his fans. Chick Venera played Benny Turpin in JAG in 1998 at the age of 51, bringing to life an eccentric, quirky character that always provided the much-needed comic relief for the show. Despite his talent, Venera's career was unstable. After a promising start in the 1970s, he struggled to secure leading roles, often being relegated to minor parts and forgettable characters. Attempts to revive his career in later years only led to disappointment, leaving him financially and emotionally drained. Venera's personal life was equally grim. He was married twice, but both marriages ended in painful divorces, distancing him from his only daughter, whom he had once loved deeply. As his acting career faded, Venera sought solace in alcohol, further deepening his loneliness. In 2019, he was diagnosed with cancer, setting off a long and painful battle. When he passed away on July 7, 2021, at the age of 74, Hollywood had largely forgotten him. Venera's death was a sad reminder of a talent that was never fully recognized in the entertainment industry. William Lucking played Harry Drax in JAG in 1996 at the age of 55, portraying a tough and pragmatic character, adding depth and realism to the show. With a long career in Hollywood, Lucking appeared in many action films and was known for his role in Sons of Anarchy, yet he remained a supporting actor, never receiving the recognition he deserved despite his exceptional talent. His personal life was also full of turmoil. His first marriage ended bitterly, while his second marriage lasted longer but was filled with unspoken dissatisfaction. He had a daughter named Marissa, but their relationship was always strained due to his cold and unexpressive nature. In his later years, health problems began to severely affect him, and he gradually withdrew from the public eye. Loneliness took over as he never received the acknowledgement he sought. On October 18, 2021, at the age of 80, William Lucking passed away in isolation. His legacy remains in roles that never helped him achieve fame, leaving behind a sad tale of a talent unappreciated in the entertainment industry. David James Elliott played Harmon Rabb, Jr. in JAG from 1995 at the age of 35, presenting a strong image of a principled and determined Navy officer. His performance helped him gain widespread recognition and success throughout his long tenure with the show. However, his career post-JAG never lived up to expectations. Despite efforts to reinvent himself with smaller roles on television, his status as a leading man quickly faded, leaving him to struggle for years to regain his footing. His personal life was also marked by upheaval. Although married to Nancy Chambers, their marriage was severely impacted by bitter arguments and emotional distance, creating immense pressure for him. The stresses from his career and personal setbacks led him into prolonged depression. By 2025, at the age of 64, Elliott lives a reclusive life, his name now just a distant memory in Hollywood. Dreams of a lasting legacy have been replaced by regret. He spends his final years reminiscing about the past, clinging to the fading remnants of a once glorious career. Catherine Bell played Sarah Mackenzie in JAG from 1996 at the age of 28, creating the image of a smart and decisive Marine Corps lawyer who quickly won the affection of audiences. Her success on the show should have been a springboard for a blossoming career, but instead, her personal choices led her down a troubled path. Her involvement in Scientology alienated her from much of Hollywood, limiting her career opportunities. Her personal life was also chaotic. Her marriage to Adam Beeson ended in a bitter divorce, and despite having 2 children, her deep involvement with Scientology created rifts within her family. Over time, her career faded, and her controversial beliefs made her an outsider in an industry where she had once been a rising star. By 2025, at the age of 56, Catherine Bell lives in near isolation, her life controlled by the Church of Scientology to which she has devoted herself. Once a rising star with boundless potential, she now spends most of her time regretting, as the world she once knew has long since moved on, and her life is nothing more than a fading memory of a once glorious past. Patrick Labyorteaux played Bud Roberts, Jr. on JAG starting in 1995 at the age of 30, bringing to life a loyal, hard-working character who provided both laughter and emotional depth. Although JAG gave him a long-term, successful job, this role inadvertently tied him to a specific image, making it difficult for him to find new opportunities. His attempts to break into more serious roles were met with constant rejection, and by the 2010s, he mainly participated in occasional voice work, marking a decline in his career. His personal life also faced many pressures. Despite being married to television producer Tina Albanese, financial stress and worsening depression created cracks in their relationship. Although they had a son together, the decline in his career caused him to become emotionally distant and unable to connect with his family as he once did. In 2025, at the age of 59, still married, Labyorteaux lives in the shadows, spending his days battling the ghosts of past successes and the silent pain of an unfulfilled life. With dreams long gone and opportunities missed, he lives in solitude, quietly reflecting on what has been lost. John M. Jackson played A.J. Chegwin on JAG starting in 1996 at the age of 46, portraying a tough but principled leader who was always dedicated to the Navy and commanded both respect and fear from those around him. Although successful in this role, Jackson struggled to find leading roles outside of JAG, often being typecast as a rigid military figure, preventing his career from developing as he had hoped. As his career stalled, personal issues began to mount. His marriage, once a source of stability, collapsed under the pressure of financial strain and prolonged unemployment. His wife left him in 2012, taking their 2 children, leaving Jackson alone in an empty house filled with memories of a family that no longer existed. He then struggled with depression and chronic health issues, especially worsening heart disease as he aged. By 2025, at the age of 74, Jackson lives in isolation with rapidly declining health. His name has been forgotten by Hollywood, and he spends most of his time in solitude, reflecting on a career that never reached the heights he once hoped for. The remaining days of his life seem to be nothing more than reflections on the past and a life that fell short of expectations. Chuck Carrington played Jason Tyner on JAG starting in 1997, at the age of 29, as a loyal and hard-working assistant who brought a touch of humor and lightness to an otherwise serious legal drama. Although this role initially brought him recognition, it failed to launch a long-term career, leaving him stuck in a cycle of unsuccessful auditions and small television roles. Carrington's personal life was equally troubled as he struggled with commitment and was involved in a number of brief relationships. His one and only attempt at marriage abruptly ended in 2008 when his wife, tired of his financial instability and career failures, filed for divorce. Without children and with few close friends, Carrington turned to alcohol to cope with his fading relevance. By the mid-2010s, he struggled with addiction, frequently entering rehab. As of 2025, at the age of 56, he lives in near obscurity, surviving on minimal acting gigs and occasional appearances at conventions, with his dreams of success in Hollywood now a distant memory. Carrie Turner played Lieutenant Harriet Sims on JAG starting in 1997 at the age of 31, bringing warmth and empathy to a character who often served as the emotional anchor for her colleagues. Although JAG gave her the opportunity to showcase her talent, Turner never truly achieved significant fame, and as Hollywood turned to younger, fresher faces, she gradually faded from the limelight. She married in her late 30s, but the relationship was turbulent, marked by infidelity and emotional distance. Her husband left her in 2015, leaving her with their only son, whom she struggled to raise as her acting career dwindled. By the early 2020s, financial difficulties forced her to downsize her life, moving into a modest apartment far from the glamorous life she once dreamed of. Turner's health deteriorated due to years of stress and untreated medical issues. By 2025, at the age of 58, she lives a quiet, solitary life, alienated from most of her colleagues in the industry. She is haunted by the ghosts of what might have been, looking back at her career and what has been lost. Scott Lawrence played Sturgis Turner on JAG starting in 2001 at the age of 38, portraying a disciplined and respectable officer who constantly struggled with difficult situations in both his personal and professional life. Although talented, Lawrence never made it to Hollywood's A-list, relegated to voice work and small supporting roles, which made his financial situation challenging. He married an actress in 2003, but their marriage quickly became strained, worsened by his career frustrations. They divorced in 2014, leaving Lawrence to face middle age alone. His life grew even sadder as his distance from his children left him feeling isolated, while work became increasingly scarce. The isolation gradually led him to withdraw from social relationships. In 2021, a serious car accident left Lawrence with chronic pain, further limiting his ability to work. By 2025, at the age of 61, he lives with persistent injuries and dimmed hopes. His once promising career has dwindled to the point where he is remembered nostalgically by JAG fans who still recall his name as part of the past. Please share your thoughts on the real-life journeys of the JAG actors, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to catch our latest videos.